bluish-greenish turquoise eyes, like the forest and the sea combined. Her voice, a sweet, gentle overtone, the ocean calm waves that reach ashore. The breeze blows the forest trees, a rustle soothing to the human ears. Her skin that luminesces the white sands of the Riviera Maya. Here and there little sprinkles of darker sand on her pretty face. Her natural dark red hair, as fiery as the midday sun, and her lips of vibrant red that melt you in the summer days, so warm and cozy as the winter rays. Welcome to Splendor in the Brass. I am Professor Ice. I create games such as Ice Brass Revolution, which you can check out at icebrassrevolution.com. AES. With me, we have our usual companion and a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Mama Donovan, the Texas Steampunk Uldra.
Hi, I'm Noah, your friendly neighborhood fat guy.
Surely you are known for more than just that.
Yeah, I am known for having a really bad but good YouTube channel. Go check me out if you feel like it. I make really awesome videos with a bunch of my friends. You can go to youtube.com/fireking232. Check me out. And I'm also a good player for the professor over here, and I help beta test his game.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Awesome. So, it's been a couple weeks. How has everybody been? What have you been watching, playing, reading? You know,
I've been playing a bunch of Call of Duty for some reason. I've been playing Michael Myers, where you run around and hide and try and kill your friends. It's really fun.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to the movies finally and caught up on some really good movies and some okay ones, like Suicide Squad, which we'll talk about later. And I also saw Kubo and the Two Strings, which was really good. I advise you all to see it. I like what Leica does. If you don't know, Leica Productions is the team behind Coraline, Paranorman, and the Box Trolls.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Kubo and the Two Strings has a lot of like Japanese culture in it, but it's a really great story with really fun characters, and I love it.
Yeah, I really like Coraline, so that sounds good.
I think I saw a trailer. It kind of gave me a vibe, a little bit of dark tones as well into it.
Yeah,
like it's kind of a dark
has
movie.
Some darkness. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's got some darkness to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Check it out.
So, as for me, I've been on an anime kick. Got access to Crunchyroll through means I shall not disclose. So one show I saw, it's really, really short, it is ridiculous. It is called Bananya. It is about cats who live in bananas. It is alternatively very, very weird and very, very cute. Like, really cute.
Cats, they live in bananas. Like, how big are the bananas? Are the bananas really big, or are the cats really small?
The cats are really small.
Oh.
Yeah, I could just imagine the animation for it.
Yeah, oh no, the animation is really simple, but it's got all a bunch of the cute, like, mew, mew, mew. It's adorable. It is very adorable, taken small doses. It's only, each episode is like 2 minutes long at most, 30 seconds of which I think are the opening credits. So, yeah, it's really, really short, but they're cute, they're adorable. They basically just give you like one segment with the characters bouncing around, and then do one character intro, and then it's done. And that's it. And it's about the size of a web short. Huh?
Is it like a commercial then?
Yeah, basically, it's almost like a commercial length, but like 2-minute commercial, but very adorable. So another one we saw was Chi, which is like Chi's New Home, which is cute, kind of cute. 5-minute tale again about a cat. It was pretty good. For a 5-minute short, it got really emotional really fast because the parents were like, "Oh man, we have a cat and our son loves this cat, but our apartment bans pets, so we're gonna have to give the cat to our relatives who live in a farm because that way the cat can play outside. Because the cat wants to go outside, we can't let the cat go outside. It's bad for the cat. Oh no!" So they actually spend like a good chunk of time wrestling with the emotions of we have to give up this beloved animal who's in our place. And so they like give you an episode where the father dreams about what it'll be like without the cat. It's so sad because he like will look down. It's like, oh, the cat's gone. Then he wakes up and the cat's there. It's like, oh, okay. But it's like, oh my god, this is like for 5-minute quick animations, low quality. It actually really tugs your heartstrings. And then the son finds out they want to get rid of the cat, and he reacts, and that's a whole thing.
Man, there goes the joke I was about to make.
Oh, sorry.
All the sad things, and I'm like, man, I can't make this joke now.
Oh, what joke is it?
I was like, man, all these cat videos, I'm allergic. I can't watch these things.
Yeah. You are allergic to feels, my good sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like cats, Banana and Chi, good stuff. Another one I saw, and I can't believe no one told me about this. Apparently it's been out for about 4 years. It's called Magane Boo. So people who know me know that I like glasses. I like glasses a lot. Girls with glasses, specifically. Girls with glasses is my thing. I don't have a lot of moe things. That's one of them, and that's a big one because it's pretty much my only one. So it gets all of my moe points invested into one. So Magane Boo, unfortunately it's a show. It's like all guys. It's 5 guys who wear glasses. All the guys wear glasses in this show. So it's aimed mostly at girls who like guys who wear glasses. However, the main character rants on and on and on about how awesome glasses are. So as soon as I saw this, I'm like, he's my kindred spirit. I am just like him. So I am watching this series, which is aimed mostly at girls, because I identify with the character. And so it's silly, it's stupid, it doesn't have a lot of plot, but I like the main guy. He's really energetic and dorky and just nonstop, Kamina levels of awesome about glasses. And I'm like, I like this. I like this a lot. And the animation is actually really good, too. Very colorful, very well done, very smooth. So Magane Boo, probably going to end up finishing it. That's going to be my, oh God, why did I watch this series? But
I think that's one of the greatest reasons about Japanese anime. They can make it about anything.
Yeah.
Get an anime about glasses. There you go. You can even have an anime about like a soda can. Probably.
I was just gonna say the soda can one about like the girl turns into what's gonna turn into a girl next. How about soda?
Let's do it.
Especially that's perfect fodder for OCs. Because then everyone's going to want to make their favorite soda into a cute girl.
Yeah.
I just don't like soda, but I'd gladly turn Fiji water into a girl.
Just imagine if they get like rights to like Dr. Pepper or something like that into their show. And it's like, I can never drink this ever again.
Well, if you do, you'll feel dirty, is basically.
I will.
Yes. The other 2 I saw, I'll be quicker on these. Food Wars Season 2. You guys have heard me talk about Food Wars. It's still great. Season 2 is really good. Love the pacing. They skip over the unimportant bits really quick. So good stuff. And Moyashiman, which I haven't seen that one since like 2009. Way long ago. I didn't know it was licensed yet. I saw when it came out in fan sub. Saw a license. I didn't know there was Season 2 either. They've got both seasons on Crunchyroll. Definitely going to watch those. Moyashiman is a really nice science series, all about bacteria and stuff. Really cool. Good stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll probably talk about more of that later. I've taken up too much time right now. Okay. So, Pokemon Go updates. Where are we in this game?
I am level 12 and I stopped playing because I just like playing the original games.
Yeah.
It's more fulfilling.
You're not alone. Huh?
I downloaded it on my phone and it keeps crashing on me like I knew it would because I have an iPhone 4.
Oh.
And so I'm waiting for the iPhone 7 to come out because if I'm going to update, I might as well update with the latest thing when that comes out.
You could get a good phone and go for like the Note 7 as opposed to an iPhone.
But then I would lose all my Avengers Academy data, and I'm not going to do that.
That's true. Well, okay.
Well, look at it this way. Do you want a good phone that's actually reliable, or do you want to stick with Apple? That does nothing for you.
Yeah. But I understand not wanting to lose your data. I really do.
Yeah.
I hate losing data like that. Or the other solution is get 2 phones. One for Avengers, and the other one to actually be a phone.
Yeah, okay, look, I do have a job, but I don't have that much of a job, like that
Oh.
good of a job to buy 2 phones. I also want to be able to pay for San Japan.
That's true too.
Like, I want to have money reserved for, John's shenanigans, which are obviously going to cost us money.
Yes, I know. The John we are referring to is Black Nappa 101, our great and glorious leader, who shall, we're taking bets on how many hours of San Japan he will spend drunk. So unfortunately,
I'm taking bets on how many hours of San Japan he's going to actually remember.
yeah,
I bet 2 hours.
yeah,
wow.
everyone's already bet at 100% of the hours of San Japan will be spent drunk, so yeah. As Mama Donovan mentioned, we are now taking bets on percentage of memory left.
Man, dang.
Yeah, there's fair bets on whether he ends up in some kind of comatose state by the end. But we mean that jokingly. No, but yeah, Noah, you're not alone when you say you stopped. Yeah, apparently about 10 million people have stopped playing Pokemon Go.
It got old because it wasn't what I was expecting, even though I did have low expectations for it. It just got boring because anytime I walked anywhere or did anything, nothing would show up, or it's like, oh, this what you're looking for is all the way over there.
Yeah. Oh look, a Pidgey and a
Yeah.
Rattata.
And the
And a
weirdest
Pidgey.
thing, the most common Pokemon that I caught was an Eevee.
Yes. That's
I'm like because like Eevee. It's because like Eevee's great, but it's like I thought this was supposed to be like a Pokemon that's hard to get because
It
Eevee
is.
has 3 evolutions.
It is. The Eevee, we're a bit spoiled here in Austin. Eevees are common here. We're one of the only places on the planet where they are common.
Wow.
Yes, we lucked out. We are in Eevee Central. That is our common. Up in Canada, they are like Toronto, Drowsies are everywhere. So we got Eevees for ours. A lot of people are
Wow.
jealous of the fact that we have a ton of Eevees. Eevees are apparently very hard to get in other places. So that's actually cool. That's actually a good thing. The Pidgeys and Rattatas are annoying. Like the fact you can get a Pidgey or Rattata and an egg. Like who thought of that? Why did that? Was that a thing? That should not be a thing. That is not an appropriate reward for an egg.
I don't like even with the egg. I just don't like the level up system. It's completely useless to me. Because it's like I don't want to catch a bunch of these Pokemon just to level up like twice. And Stardust is just you don't get enough of it unless you just stockpile it, and even then, when you level up your Pokemon, it just takes so much Stardust, and then you have nothing left.
Yeah, it got repetitive quick. I agree. I'm level 15. I'll play now and then. Like I'll go to the capital. I like it for exercise. It's something to do while exercising. But yeah, it got old, and once the sighting / nearby system got screwed up, I kind of stopped. A lot of people I know have stopped. I know they're trying to fix it, but yeah, it's unfortunate. It had the potential to be perhaps the biggest game ever, and they really dropped the ball. Like it's gonna take a while to analyze all the possibilities and failures of Pokemon Go. But the successes too. There's a lot of success they had. There's a lot of things they did right, and we should remember those.
And at the same time, it's a free mobile game. Free mobile games aren't supposed to have a lot to them. They're just like, little time killers when you're on the toilet or just walking somewhere.
Yeah,
they're not like, $60, like $30 to $60 console games that have to be an experience.
Yeah. Niantic really underestimated the depth of attachment people would have to this game. They did not design it with the depth that it needed to have. And I think what they should have done was charge money and for the game up front and use that as an excuse to give more content.
I think that would have been better than having a free game and then a bunch of microtransactions to go with it.
Yeah, exactly. To give a quality game would have lasted longer, I think.
And I think the reason why also a lot of people have been dropping off of it is because they're not necessarily Pokemon fans. I guess because there's a lot of people who play the Pokemon game, the Pokemon Go game, and they're not. I'm losing words, but they're not into the fandom like most people are. It's just like one of those like Clash of Clans kind of thing. They play it to be on the leaderboard and stuff like that, and then when they're bored of it, they just stop.
Yeah. Yeah, you always get those flash in the pan gamers. Now, speaking of things being done right, Oople's Houston had its grand opening. And that was a huge event. Like, I was seeing it all over. I've got a lot of friends over in Houston. I mean, I saw it everywhere across my feed. People going there. People talking about how, oh, hey, I'm probably going to go here instead of Heroes to play my Vanguard because their prices are better and they're really nice. I know a couple of people who work there now. Really, really great. So shout out to Mark and Autumn, who are Autumn. I met at Anime Overload. Mark, I've known in Houston for quite a few years. So
yeah, I worked with Autumn at the Anime Overload booth for Ooples, and she was a really fun person to talk with and hang out with.
Yeah,
while vending for Ooples. It was really fun.
Chuck Huber had nothing but good things to say. So hey, let's see. Looks like Ooples Houston's going to be a huge hit. Let's see if it can really break in. The Austin store is going to try to keep up. I've got a couple events for the Austin store coming up here. I'm trying to get hyped, trying to get in. I've got a tabletop appreciation weekend in mid-September, and then we've got the Extra Life Game Day on November 5th. I'm going to make it V for Vendetta themed. You know, remember the 5th of November. Yes. Let's see. What next? We've got, here we go. An otaku's dream come true. We've got, so speaking of like anime and selling things, well, what if you could bring Miku home with you? There's got this thing here called Gatebox. It's like a mini hologram that you can put in your home. So it works like the Amazon device, where like, hey, play this music. You do that, but it responds to you with a hologram. So now you get to see a cute anime girl doing the same thing.
Does it come in like a little bell jar above it, like as the case? Because that'd be cool.
Bell jar?
Well, be like one of those ballerina dolls.
Yeah, it is like a clear case from the videos they showed. Yeah, it's an enclosed case where they have the hologram inside, and then it uses voice recognition, the same as the Amazon. What am I thinking of here? The Amazon.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember the name either.
Yeah, it was all over they had ads for it all over the place, and I can't remember it for the life of me. But yeah, apparently they got Miku. There's going to be a Miku edition, and I'm wondering, like, is this going to catch on? Are we going to get bigger and bigger versions? Obviously, it's just starting. It's going to be expensive. Are they going to scale up?
A Cortana version.
A full Cortana?
Yeah, a full Cortana. That'd probably be the reason I would buy it.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Something like that.
I would go GLaDOS, personally. Like, I want a GLaDOS edition.
GLaDOS is a computer.
Yeah.
Like, does she have a human form? Like,
no.
She has a robot form.
She has a robot form. I would have her as a hologram. I would be like,
I think this is one step closer to an AI service almost.
I want a Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. That's the one I want to bring home in a little glass jar.
Nice.
Oh hell yeah! There's just like a bunch in my head. I think like I would get a a Cortana. I'd get Ezio probably. I would even go a step further and try and get I don't know who else. Maybe like Joker or Batman or something like that.
I'd probably go Harley.
Just starts like licking the glass.
Yeah. Or you gotta.
The glass is like,
yeah, Batman. It's like get over it. Oh wait, no, you have Scorpion to get you up at night. It's like, get over here.
Yeah, each room has a different one, so it's like each room has the layer of a certain one, a hologram, and maybe eventually they could link them together so they can exchange places or something like that. That'd be neat. But yeah, I would take a GLaDOS. My hope is that they get bigger, because right now they're kind of small. They're maybe like 6 inches tall, it looks like, from the video. I'm hoping they get larger. I don't know. What's a good movie they had? 7 Days. The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and cloning. He had one of the characters had like a full-size hologram in his home. I like something like that. As a helper, someone would say, hello, welcome home. That's cool. I kind of want something like that. That's neat.
Yeah, I could live with it. I could live with something like that.
Yeah. It's kind of makes it more interactive than just using your voice, because I feel stupid just talking to a box. That's why I don't use my phone's talk feature, because I feel stupid talking to it.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's better than, at least when you're talking to a box, people see the box that you're talking to. It's not like when you have Bluetooth and you just look like you're talking to air. And
then you have to turn around and actually show that you're wearing the earpiece, right?
Yeah. Oh god, Google Glass. Yeah, you'll be able to see the person you're talking to and have animated conversations, but you're talking to nothing invisible air, and so people will think you're crazy. That'd be fun.
I mean, it could have caught on, but it just looked really, really dumb.
I know someone who actually got Google Glasses. He went. He was a guy in my circle of friends at college at Rice, and he had them and he wore them to lunch. And apparently, you could take pictures with it if you winked. It was so weird. So I'm like, that seems kind of creepy. You just want to take pictures of someone. So it was like, oh, that creepy guy who's winking at you. Oh, don't worry, he's just saving pictures of you for later.
Yeah, that's creepy. Ugh.
Okay.
Oh god. I'm like, I meant that to be silly, but now I've grossed myself out.
Yeah, it just went a weird place. Quick, let's go to another weird place. Sword Art Online, live action.
Ooh. You
So,
mean the anime everybody hates?
yeah, I mean,
I haven't seen it. Okay, I have a phone case for Sword Art Online, but only because, like I said, I have an iPhone 4. They don't even the clearance sections don't have iPhone 4 cases anymore. Now they're trying to get rid of their iPhone 5 cases. So this was one of the only cases I found left for an iPhone 4. So that's why I have a Sword Art Online phone case.
yeah. I mean, Sword Art Online gets trashed. It does have a lot of flaws. I think it's the case of the quality. Its popularity is not proportional to its quality. Like, I mean, it's not a terrible, awful anime. It's not a bad anime. It has good scenes in it. It has some decent characters. I happen to like Sinon is a good character with a good tragic backstory. Several aspects of the plot are interesting.
Like for me, it was I did watch I guess half of the first season where he got through the game and all that stuff and he won it and stuff like that. I got through it and it's like it's not so bad, but when it's like, oh, you have to go back into another video game and do it again almost to save the same person, it's like, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah, it's let's see. Yeah, it could have been considerably better. I just completely blanked on what I was going to say about that. Oh well. But the point is, it gets a little more hate than it ought to, but it's also a little more popular than it ought to be. It's better than .hack. That's it. I thought it was more interesting than .hack, but I'm told there are shows that do it much better, like Log Horizon, which is another series on Crunchyroll I'm going to get into. I'm going to start watching Log Horizon. I've been compared to the main character of Log Horizon a few times, so I'm like, all right, people say I don't like the main character, I'll watch it. Why not? That makes sense. That's enough to hook me on an anime. But yes, getting a live action adaptation, it'll be interesting. I mean, the second half of the first season was kind of infamous. They had this scene where slugs grab Asuna around her legs, and it gets borderline like, wow, like if it didn't stop where it was gonna go someplace that you usually don't see unless you're watching the hentai. So it's like, okay.
Speaking of that, it's like, have you seen some of the some cosplayers at cons who pick up Asuna, right? No, not Asuna. Dang it, what's her name again? You just said
Yui?
it. No, the girl from Sword Art Online.
Which one? There's a harem.
The main girl.
Asuna.
Asuna. Sorry, yeah, it was right. Asuna. It's like I've seen people like take the body pillow of her, cut like the arms out and stuff like that, and they would just like have their arms and like they would just do the body pillow, and it's like, why?
Okay.
It's like I feel dirty looking at you because it's like the body pillow that has like nothing on. I'm like, I shouldn't be looking.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was a little tidbit to put in for like a hentai thing you were going for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's always like tons and tons of Kiratos too. There's like every anime con's got. It used to be a lot more. It's dwindled down. Now I only see 4 or 5 Kiratos. It's almost like Naruto used to be. Like Naruto used to be everywhere. People dressing as Naruto used to be everywhere. Then Kirito. Now that's starting to wane. It'll be interesting to see who the next like everyone is dressed as this character is.
It's Frisk. Last time I checked, it was Frisk. I saw like 10 Frisks at Mizumi-Con at Our Lady of the Lake.
Oh, well, Frisk is also an
That's not
easy
even
cosplay.
counting the Charas. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Frisk is probably an easy one. I would guess that's why.
You just need a sweater.
Yeah. Let's see.
A striped sweater. That's the best time to wear a striped sweater.
Oh yeah, you know what it is right now? Undertale. That's the thing that everybody's dressing as lately.
Yeah,
Kong.
that's where Frisk is from.
Yeah.
There were two
Sorry.
really good Undine.
Don't play Undertale.
Yeah, Undine cosplayers. There were two of them at Anime Overload. They were really good. One had armor, the other one was casual. I saw another one was Alphys. It was a male Alphys. He had his hair spiked up, and he had he went with orange outfit, and it was kind of doing a slouch thing. I was like, oh my god, have you done a photo shoot with one of the Undines yet? It's like, yeah, I did. It was great. It's like, yay!
That's fun.
Yes, Alphys and Undine is definitely my OTP from that game. I love them so much. They're so adorable. I don't normally do the OTP thing. That one, okay. That one was good. That was a well-written couple right there. Let's see. In other news, so we have, so once a year there are these awards called the Hugos. Hugos used to be a very respectable award for science fiction literature. I emphasize used to be. For about 10 years or so, one of the problems they had is basically Tor came in, and if you were an author, you had to kiss butt. You had to kiss the right butts in order to get an award. So you have folks like Scalzi and several Tor editors. They only liked, because they wanted to appear oh, look how diverse we are. So they only would give you the award if you were a person of color or a woman, but not just any woman or person of color. You had to kiss their butt. So you had to basically, put on your blackface and be a good little servant person to their white attitudes, and then they would give you an award and be like, good pet. It was very, very racist, very misogynist. It was old white guys controlling who gets the award, and no, they were going to, in their magnanimity, give it to women and minorities, but only the women and minorities who said the right things to them. So there was a group who said, this is BS. This is bad. This is terrible. We don't like this. So this is, by the way, that group is why J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, and several other people, notable authors, never won a Hugo, is because that group. So, because, Stephen King never bent over and kissed their butts. So they were like, screw you, King, we're not giving you an award. So, a group came out and kind of rejected that. They were called the Sad Puppies. So, this year, and for the most part they succeeded. Last year, there was a big hubbub where the Sad Puppies nominated a lot of folks. And they nominate people based on everyone. It's like they don't care about your race, your religion, your politics, whatever. If you wrote a good story, they nominate you. They like you. And the anti-puppies basically just trash the awards. Like they handed out no awards to almost every category. It was awful. Like you had a really well-known female editor for a magazine. That category got no award. It means no award was handed out. So she got screwed over by that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really bad that last year. It was a very big embarrassment. I spoke to Worldcon, is the convention that does the Hugos, and I spoke to one of their marketing people, Sarah Felix, and she said, Worldcon was embarrassed by the behavior of Tor and the anti-puppies there, because they wanted to hand out the awards. They were absolutely flabbergasted that people did no award like that, sabotage the Hugos just to make a point. So this year, so good news, awards were handed out. That's the good news. Sarah Felix was the designer for the base of the awards. And, when I was talking to her, she was like, man, I hope I get to hand them out. Because last year, we didn't. We just got stuck handing out a lot of, no award asterisk things. It was terrible. This year, they managed to hand out the awards. So that was good news. The bad news is, unfortunately, there's still a lot of censorship stuff going on. So you have a very notable editor, Dave Truesdale. He was speaking on a panel about the censorship in the magazine publishing, science fiction magazines. So he was explaining how a lot of editors are pressuring authors to only write about certain things, how there's, taboo subjects, how if you have the wrong politics, you won't be allowed to print or get published now. And so it's really creating a chilling effect in the sci-fi industry of not exploring certain topics or themes, things like that. And we're not talking like bad themes like, oh, you can't be racist and blah blah blah. No, we're talking about like certain politics. Like you can't express an admiration for, say, capitalism, or you can't express, a certain love for a certain approach to problem solving or some such. Basically, if you come down the wrong way on politics, you're not going to get published. And what he was saying, his point was, echo chambers are bad. Science fiction is about the exploration of different ideas, about projecting different possibilities to the future. And you can't do that if you are limiting only to this small little basket. And so because he said that at his panel, they kicked him out.
Wow.
Yeah, so his whole point of his panel is intimidation is happening, and intimidation is bad, and censorship is bad, and so they banned him from Worldcon. They revoked his badge, told him you cannot enter, goodbye. Then apparently an audience member who would also vocalize support for him was also kicked out and banned, too.
Huh.
So it's like, what the hell? So a lot of people, not just puppies, because he's not a puppy person himself. He's not part of the Sad Puppies. This guy was neutral in this whole thing. He got banned. So you have a lot of people in the Sad Puppies are calling BS on this. You have a lot of even some of the more left-leaning authors who are like not agreeing with the puppies. They've raised an alarm because they're like, "What are we doing, banning editors for critiquing an echo chamber? Like, what is wrong with people that we would do this?"
Because everybody gets offended.
Yeah. And one of the things people have said is the problem with WisCon is that it used to be a very like progressive oriented fan community. It was always oriented more towards left-leaning politics. Then it basically became a snake that ate itself. So it became super highly intolerant. Like you'd have people like pouring soda on people's miniatures if they didn't like the game and then treating it as a form of political protest. And so people stopped going. So WisCon basically ate itself. So now it's devolved into something that no one respects or cares about. And what they're saying is Worldcon is following the exact same track, where you have this dominance of people who are like, you disagree with them, you're out. They're going to kick you out. They're an exclusive club and you're not in it. If you don't echo them, you're not in this club. And so people are saying, like, this is bad. This is the end of the Hugos as a respectable award that anyone will take seriously.
Just wonder what it takes for people to get to that point where it's like if you don't think like us, you're done. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, but it's increasing, not decreasing. We're seeing more and more ideological purges in a lot of the fandom. And what's especially nasty too is it has a parallel, the fake geek girl and not a true fan kind of nonsense you see in like comic books.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Especially because, okay, luckily for me, no one's ever, accused me of not being a fan. But I understand this has happened to other people.
Yeah.
My girls like myself, so I'm like,
what's a good argument? It's like, you don't know the names of the people in the series or anything, like you're not a true fan. It's like, well, that's not the case. I forget names just because it's just they don't stick with me,
Yeah, exactly.
Things like I love this fandom, but sometimes I just don't remember their names.
Yeah.
For the life of me,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I struggle sometimes. I don't remember all the Ghostbuster names. Does that mean I'm not a real Ghostbuster fan? No, just means I struggle with names. Yeah. I mean, I've got other things to store in my brain other than just that. So,
it's
like,
like me in anime. Like that's where like I forget the majority of the names.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
and like that's the thing. It's like I'm not the biggest anime fan, but it's like I like watching it. But if you tell me to go watch a series and I watch it and I like it, and then when I talk back to you, I don't remember their names because I just watched the series just to watch the series, not to remember the name. I like to learn it. I like to watch the storytelling in it. Except for
it's like, okay, I'm gonna take a gamble. Someone's name was Yuki.
That I know that one. That one I know. But anybody else other than Yuki, I don't remember that name in that anime because of that whole meme and joke.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a terrible thing that they're doing. It's just kicking people out because you don't think like us or you don't like the same thing as us.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the science fiction novel that's eventually gonna result from this, or the whole bunch of them.
People.
Like the whole like the meta novel about the Hugos and science fiction.
Yeah, no, people have already started into that. Yeah, no, there is some of that going around already. Now,
how about instead of farm animals, this time it's an aquarium?
Ooh, that's a good one. Instead of Finding Nemo, it's I don't know, Finding Liberty. There we go, or something like that. I don't know. Yes.
First thing you gotta do when Finding Liberty is you gotta go lick the Liberty Bell.
Yes. In this version, Dory is addicted to television, which feeds her lies, which she forgets, but then feeds her lies again. So she keeps spouting lies until she's finally pulled away and forgets them. There we go.
And as far as they're concerned, the Atlantic has always been at war with the Pacific.
And there we go. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes. Oh, no. As for awards that don't suck, one thing coming up, you got the Dragon Awards. This is a first-time thing. A lot of my friends are really stoked about this. A lot of my literature friends. So because of this whole fiasco with the Hugos and the fact that Hugos have now lost all credibility, Dragon Con has started their own awards. And the Dragon Awards are popularity-based. Anyone can vote. Anyone can vote for it. If you want to do a slate, do a slate. You know, if you want to propose these guys, propose who you like. But it's whoever gets nominated gets nominated. It's may the best story win. It's a People's Choice Award style. It's already got a ton of hype. Like, I talked to the Worldcon lady there. Yeah, they are very aware of this award. They are very worried by this because they're aware the Dragon Award looks way more official as a representative of science fiction now than the Hugos. So
it's got a cooler name.
And yeah, Dragon Awards. Who doesn't want to get a dragon?
It's like, what's that thing? Why? It's like, why do you have a dragon on your trophy shelf? Because it's the Dragon Award.
Yeah.
What did you do? And then you come up with some ridiculous story of how you got it.
Yeah.
And
so
then you actually tell them what you did.
Yeah, exactly. So I've posted a link to the Dragon Award signups on the Communicast Facebook page. So all our listeners can go ahead and sign up for those. Really recommend it. I'm going to give a shout out to Declan Finn, who is in the horror category, because he's a friend of mine, and he's a really awesome dude. One of his vampire stories got up there. So vote for him for best horror category. I think one of his friends also is in the horror category, so they're having a friendly rivalry right now, going back and forth. But yeah, Dragon Awards are where it's at. If you want to know what the best stories are in a given genre, go for the Dragon Awards. I can now say, for Ice, I don't really care about getting a Hugo for it. I don't think Hugo does games, but I mean, if it ever did, I don't really care. Or if I wrote a story based on Ice, I wouldn't be going for a Hugo. I'd be going for a Dragon Award. That's what I want, because that is a reflection of what is good. If you can get enough fans who like your work, they can nominate you for that, vote for you, and you'll get it. And it's going to be the best story.
You might still have a chance to get in good with the Hugos if you don't, show them your face. But your name itself, they might think you're white.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I've both myself and my co-developer we've criticized the powers that be on that a little too much. I think we got it on the radar, so whatever. I don't think they're gonna let us win one.
You know what, John? You still got my vote. I'd vote for you.
Thank you. That makes me feel good. So on to things that are not quite as depressing and divisive. So, Mama Donovan, I hear you saw a really good movie.
Yes, I went to go see Kubo, Tale of the Two Strings, which was an excellent movie. Like I said, it's really has to do. Okay, to sum it up without giving spoilers, it's about this boy who has some magical powers, and how do I explain this without getting spoilery? He's a very creative storyteller, so he makes a living for himself and his mother by telling stories by using his magic to make his origami move around like characters in a story. So it's like he's role playing, but with origami. And so that's how he makes his money, but then, stuff happens and he has to go on an adventure. And it really it's a very good family movie. It's about family. It's very, what does it mean to be human kind of story. I know that sounds very cliche. What does it mean to be human? But why is humanity a good thing to have as opposed to like, immortal godhood. Why is humanity, like, why is that the good choice?
That's interesting.
But yeah.
I like that.
But I like Laika's work on Coraline before, and I love how it's kind of the like the animated movie for children. But like, look, I love Disney, but Disney has this formula, and this is one of the counter Disney formulas. It kind of reminded me of the James and the Giant Peach, because that was not. I don't know what production company was behind it. James and the Giant Peach. Well, I saw it when I was a child. And that was one of my favorite movies, but kind of like the style, because it's with like stop motion with the dolls that are all handmade, and it's beautiful animation. And I think everyone would really enjoy it. Kids and adults alike.
All right, I'm going to have to check that one out sometime. Definitely need to get to that. Ooh, cool. All right. So now it's time for our... Okay, we've got two main topics here. Main topics are where we're going to spend a little bit more time. So, on the topic of movies, we have, in disturbing news, Marvel's War on Redheads. Dun, dun, dun! I came up with this. I think it's an apt title. So, I like red hair. Red hair is an attractive trait on a female.
I'm in that boat, man. I'm in that boat.
Yes. I mean, I get annoyed when people say gingers have no souls and go beat a ginger, blah, blah. It's like, no! Red hair is cute. Red hair is a good thing. Black hair and red hair are my two favorite hair color types. I have black hair, so I'm pretty happy with what I've got. Red hair is awesome. I mean, flaming red cascades. There is a reason why one of the main characters in Ice has flaming red hair, because it's awesome. But Marvel has been screwing up the representation of redheads in its films for a while. So Pepper Potts, in Iron Man, started with Iron Man. Pepper Potts is a redhead. And then they had her played by Gwyneth Paltrow as a blonde.
Well, they did dye her hair to make it a little bit reddish.
Well, a little bit. But
it's the thing, it's that it's either the casting director who says dye your hair or not, or it's the actor or actress is like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my hair virgin, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's like, or they're making it this because they want it to be this color,
Yeah.
And it's like, why? I mean, literally, I want to become a film, I want to become a director, and it's like, one of my things is that, if I have a costume director or, casting, I'm like, hey, or like any person who works under me that's an actor or actress, like, hey, we're trying to represent this character, you need to be this color hair. And they say no, I'd be like, no, you do it or you're replaced. Because there's a bunch of other people who could be that person and will say yes to that one small request.
Yes.
I hate the fact that either, the studio is stupid about it, or actresses or actors have big heads.
Yes.
And they won't do it.
Yeah. So another one that Mama Donovan pointed out, Matt Murdock was a redhead originally, but now he's a brunette. And he's Irish.
I think they can get away with it with the brunette because nobody really notices sometimes.
I wondered why he has such a fiery attitude. I mean, where does this brown-haired guy get the idea that he can be a fiery redhead when he doesn't have red hair? Now it just looks like he's just coming off as a bitch to his friends.
Yeah.
If it was a redhead, then it'd be like, he's just hot-tempered. It's natural to him. Now I'm like, what's your problem, dude? You're supposed to be cool-headed. It's in your hair color.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have the reports coming out that Zendaya, I think that's how you say her name, is cast as Mary Jane. Zendaya is a brunette. She is not a redhead. They are... Now, Mary Jane, the Sony films, while Spider-Man 3 was meh, the Spider-Man 2 is still the best Spider-Man film and one of the great, superhero films, period. And they did a good job representing Mary Jane. The actress is not a natural redhead. They dyed her hair red for the role to keep her locks. That's great. Mary Jane is one of the iconic redheads of the Marvel Universe. Okay?
That's true. I'll admit, look, red hair is kind of her shtick.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. She doesn't have much to her shtick. She's a model with red hair.
Yeah.
Literally out of everybody in the... At least the Spider-Man universe, anybody who has any sort of red hair is special. Because even in Spider-Man show, the animated series, both Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn, they had red hair. Or black.
It's kind of auburnish, but
Yeah,
it's still red.
It's like they had red, and it's like Mary Jane. She is the pinnacle of Peter Parker's life. You know, she is this thing. She is number one, other than Gwen Stacy. You know, and if you change that, it's like, okay, she's not that special anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, Mary Jane has red hair. So far, the only Marvel character who's really nailed being a redhead consistently is Jean Grey. Jean Grey has been on the screen as a redhead pretty consistently, but that's another studio. And when Sony was doing Spider-Man, they had red hair. MJ had red hair. Now, all of a sudden, Marvel Studios, the home studio, where it's supposed to be the most accurate, gets its hand on the property, and now she's not a redhead anymore.
Also, I think Scott Lang was supposed to be a redhead, too.
Don't know. I'm not as familiar.
I will check. You go on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check this for you.
I think it's because it's the whole diversity thing.
Possible. It's shoehorn diversity.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, if Zendaya dyes her hair red, even if it's like a candy red, problem solved. But
yeah, I'm fine with that.
Look good with redhead. See, this brings into the point I think we're going to get into it later. I don't want her as Mary Jane. You don't understand my hate. It might come off as racist, but I don't want it. I'm gonna go into it now. It's like, I don't want it. I don't care. I don't want her. She's not Mary Jane. She looks like not even close to Mary Jane. I know it's really hard to do that, but hell, look at Robert Downey Jr. He's Iron Man, for God's sake.
He is Iron Man.
I mean, he has been Tony Stark since for a very long time.
Yeah, right. And it's like, if you make this girl Mary Jane, I'm gonna still see my Mary Jane in the comics. I'm not gonna see her. You know, I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna ignore her like people ignored Spider-Man 3. or anything else, or like Scrubs season 9. I'm just gonna ignore her and be like, she doesn't exist. And then people are gonna look at me as like, you're racist. Like, no, if they're gonna do that to a character, give her a new character.
If you want to put it off, name a black actress who you could see with red hair and could see as Mary Jane.
Nobody.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Well, fine. If you can't do black, just pick something not white. I don't know which actress with red hair.
See, I'm bad with names and actresses, but actually, I actually really don't know. To be honest, I really don't see a lot of non-white people with red hair looking good. You know, it's just really hard. You know, it's just. And my other thing, it's like, if you're gonna have this character,
it looks really good on Mexican. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it on a lot of Mexicans, even though like I'm from like a border town, but still, either way, it's just, I don't think I could name one.
Who's dyed their hair red? My mother has dyed her hair red. My aunt has dyed her hair red. There's so much fake red hair in my family. Everyone else loves the color red besides me.
Yeah. And Marvel, apparently.
I don't like the bad attitude. I don't like the bad attitude that comes with it normally.
Yeah. It's just this is what I feel, you know. I mean, I'll go more into the. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're already here with the whole Mary Jane thing. So
yeah.
I mean, it's what, you know how like the whole thing with like Miles Morales, you know, and on Spider-Man, it's like, we want a black Spider-Man. And it's like, you know what? Okay, we'll give you something even better. We'll give you a double ethnic Spider-Man. He's both black and Hispanic. Boom, there you go. So you don't have to change Peter Parker, and he has his own story.
Yeah, and Miles Morales was a great character.
Yeah, do that with Mary Jane. Give her her own thing. They even did that with the women's Spider-Man, you know, or sorry, Spider-Women.
Spider-Gwen? Do you mean
Spider-Gwen?
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen, Silk, Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl. They even had they actually had Peter Parker's daughter as Spider-Man. They never made Spider-Man
I have a Spider-Girl
no?
in my
Yeah, the MC2. I remember that.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, it gets me out there. It's just one of those topics that it hurts.
Yeah, no. I understand. So one of the traits that, like, a physical trait that I actually care very much about, hair is one of them. Like, I'm not gonna get on you. It's like, oh, she doesn't have the right nose.
Yeah,
that nose is blasphemy. It's the hair. I care very much about hair.
Yeah.
It's like one of the things like you recognize a character from, you know, is hair. Or like some sort of accessory that they always wear. It's like, oh, this is that character.
Right. Yeah. Hair can be an quintessential piece of a character. And Mary Jane, because she's a model because of the way how she is drawn and how she is depicted, her hair is a defining feature of her character. Like, that is like, people like, oh, you're turning into just an object because of her hair. Meh. It's like, no, it's actually an integral part of, it's her integral part of her personality. Is she is a not blonde redhead. That's the contrast there. She was redhead on purpose to contrast with with the blondes and the brown hair, to signify the fact that she is somewhat different from them in both her personality and her behavior. That was the purpose of that coloration. Also, somewhat to match Spider-Man's outfit too, because Spider-Man wears red. But I mean, I'm part Irish, so red hair runs in my family. My grandpa had red hair. His nickname was Red. So for me, seeing red hair obliterated like this and just picked on, because it's not just Marvel either, it's DC too. They've had several. Jimmy Olsen, in both the movie and TV, has been not had red hair. Iris,
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon got wiped out. The Iris West, Wally West, all both redheads. They got wiped out in the TV series. No red hair there. But I mean, there's some kind of stigma against putting red hair on the screen, and I can't figure it out, and I don't understand why. Like Jimmy Olsen in particular, that's an egregious case, because Jimmy Olsen is meant to represent, the Irish kid who does well. I mean, he's the Irish lad, the all-American Irish lad kind of deal.
True.
At least I think he's supposed to be Irish. I could be wrong. But
I mean, I understand that, but sorry, my bad. It's like, yeah, you're not wrong. It's how I feel too. But you know what the weird thing is? Amy Adams. Lois Lane is not a redhead.
But now Lois gets to be a redhead.
But in the Batman vs Superman movie, and even in the Man of Steel, Amy Adams was a redhead. She had red hair.
So Lois is a redhead now.
And it's
I can buy that, yeah.
And it's like, I guess I can buy this, but it's like, that's not her hair color, but I'll get away with it because she's never been in a film adaptation before. And nobody, I guess, really cares about Lois Lane because she's kind of chopped liver in the DC universe almost.
Well, hold on. Did you just say that Lois Lane has never been in a movie?
Well, no, I'm like, she hasn't been in any, like, in the DC, and what my universe is now, what I've seen in movies, and I'm not talking about like, like Batman from back then. I'm talking about Batman. No, I'm sorry, superheroes. There's so many men.
Yeah.
In my generation, because I'm probably the youngest here, it's just like I haven't seen Lois Lane in any film. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the new cinematic universe. Yeah, I mean, obviously you have the original Lois Lane, and you have the TV series Adventures of Lois and Clark. But yeah,
you have Superman Returns, which no one talks about ever.
Yeah,
I only bring it up whenever I'm watching Scott Pilgrim, and I'm like, hey, that's a Superman. Brandon Routh is a Superman.
Yeah. Superman Returns, where our main enemy is a rock. Whoops.
Yeah. And it goes into the thing like what's her name? The girl who played Envy. She's gonna be playing Captain Marvel. She's gonna be Captain Marvel, and it's like, Captain Marvel, or she has blonde hair, and she's gonna keep that. If they make her any other color, it's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
She looks better as a blonde.
Oh yeah.
Than with brown hair. Yeah. She's cute with the brown hair. She's like really hot with the blonde hair.
It's just these things that make characters who they are. They just like to switch them, or like things you don't notice about them. They switch them, and it kind of makes a lot of the fans mad. But studios don't care. You know, what if Captain America wasn't all about patriotism and believing in the right thing, and he was just all about
Hydra. Yo, what if he became a Hydra agent? Oh wait, we saw that. It sucked.
He was brainwashed. They wrote that off quick.
Yeah, they did.
He was brainwashed, and it's like, that's not Captain America,
he got his mind melded by a little cosmic cube girl. I am interested in this character, like the Kobik, the cosmic cube girl.
Yeah,
she's a childish entity that can do whatever she wants. I love those characters.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, it's like, get this, like, what if Rocket Raccoon wasn't a raccoon?
Exactly.
What if he was a gerbil, but his name was Rocket Raccoon anyway. Just imagine the uproar.
Well,
It's
hey,
just-
Rocket Raccoon is not a raccoon.
I
No.
know he's not a raccoon, but he looks like one.
Now,
Stick with me.
there was some controversy with Rocket Raccoon, though, because Rocket Raccoon is supposed to have a Cockney accent, and they got rid of that. That was something some fans did complain about. They
Yeah, I
made
didn't know
him not
that.
Welsh.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I
That's
can't
strange.
imagine Rocket Raccoon sounding like a Monty Python actor.
Yeah, but you know, Bradley
there's-
Cooper still did a good job. But I guess the point
True.
here is that like there's just some things you don't change about characters, and Mary Jane's
Mhm.
red hair happens to be one of those things.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm
And
still upset. I'm still more upset about the new Flash Thompson, who is shorter than Peter Parker and is played by the kid from his name is Tony Trevelino or something, and his most notable role is Grand Budapest Hotel, where he was the main kid or young man, Zero, versus Ralph Fiennes. I finally remember the actor's name. So yeah, he's a good actor, but he doesn't look like a bully. He looks like someone who's even smaller than Peter Parker.
also
And
funny.
he's-
Also
oh,
funny.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, also funny. Flash Thompson, originally redhead.
I know.
Another
Yeah.
redhead gets the boot. Another
I can
one.
accept that. I can accept him
Oh.
as being blonde too.
I-
'Cause I'm
actually,
like,
you know-
oh,
Yeah,
That guy-
he's also been portrayed as blonde, to be fair.
See that guy who's gonna be the new Flash Thompson. He's a good actor, but it's like, you know, if he's shorter than him, I guess that makes sense because they're starting from like a 15-year-old Spider-Man, which I don't agree with right now, but I'll get over it. But I
just
just
Benjamin Buttoning the whole time.
Flash Thompson doesn't matter until he gets Venom. You know, that's one of those things.
hmm
Yeah, he doesn't until he becomes Agent Venom. Nobody cares about him. Yeah. So I mean
That's true. But first, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I had a bully. Then I find out his high school bully is a host for the symbiote, and like he really knows how to use it. Then people are interested in Flash Thompson.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like somebody get their head on straight when they're, you know, nitpicking details, like details that are important, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Just-
for example, one other thing on the diversity topic you brought up, you know, Idris Elba was Heimdall, you know, and he was good in that role. The problem is that was a real waste of Idris Elba. Idris Elba is an amazing actor. Why did they cast him in such a bit role as Heimdall? Just because
He
they
could've-
could. I mean,
I think
At
he could
least
have been
he's
Black.
at least he's in all the Thor movies and had a cameo in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
yeah.
Natalie Dormer, a brilliant actress who is known for playing very like vexing femme fatale characters, was like a one-off character who got like 2 scenes in Captain America, and it was just like the girl who, like, you know, creates like, you know, this little mini unnecessary love triangle between Cap and Peggy,
Hmm.
because she just
It-
like. At least she was still herself, and then like she didn't care what he wanted. She just kissed him because she wanted to, and
See,
then
that's-
she's gone. Never mentioned
That's
from
the
again.
cool
I
thing
was like,
because now they can bring her back and be like, oh, it's a different character.
Yeah.
I
you know?
want her to be Madame Hydra.
Yeah.
No.
A minor
Or at
one like
least,
that,
hey,
they could
if
probably.
not her, then some older German woman that I've never heard of.
See,
Like-
Idris Elba, back on Idris Elba, I think, now that I think about it, because who the hell played Black Panther? Because I don't remember who played him.
Yeah.
Chad Boswick.
Chad Boswick?
Yes.
See, I think that Idris Elba could, but my guess is just because, you know, younger guy needs him to be, you know.
Yeah. Idris
jumping
is
all over the
a.
place. But that's
I-
fine. you
Yeah,
know,
Idris is a
that's
little
okay.
old to be Black Panther. But there are there are other
For the
roles.
character,
Yeah.
in the Black Panther movie,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I am really. That's the next big one that I'm looking forward to.
Me
I'm
too.
looking forward more to Black Panther than I'm still kind of interested in Spider-Man, except I've had my fill of high school Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, like see that makes me wonder why they're going back into high school. It's like I want him to be an adult because that's where it really all happened. Like as he graduated high school, that's when Uncle Ben died and all the stuff started happening. You know, if they really wanted to go ballsy, they could do the whole thing with the clones, and that was an emotional roller coaster.
Oh
The thing
boy.
with-
Let's.
yeah.
I started getting into Spider-Man during the Clone Saga. Let's not go there. I think
Ugh.
most Spider-Man fans can agree. Let's not go there.
Oh, but But yes, the story could have worked, and it could have picked up, because last time we saw the Mark Webb movies, even though they're not connected to the Mark Webb movies, he just graduated high school. This movie could have taken place while he was in college, and that could have solved a lot of things. Like, we could have still been introduced to the Spider-Man character, the Avengers actually meeting, because he doesn't have to be, absolutely new of a hero to get under the Avengers' radar. Because so far, the Avengers, they don't know about Daredevil or Jessica Jones. Frankly, they don't care. So you could get away with this Spider-Kid hero or Spider-Man hero going around the streets of Manhattan, and the Avengers don't notice until, today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he's been doing it for 2 years.
Did they even
Taken away the element of Tony Stark recruited a kid, and now that's a questionable issue that doesn't get dealt with at all. You could have just had, he recruited a college kid. That's normal.
Because that's the thing, but that's even the thing. Even when Spider-Man was an adult, out of high school, the Avengers didn't notice him. Nobody fucking noticed him. Sorry for the language if you don't want that, but nobody wanted him.
Language is fine. Don't worry about it.
It's like nobody cared about Spider-Man until they realized, oh shit, he's breaking a lot of Manhattan. We need to actually train him. Nobody gave any crap about Spider-Man until they realized, oh,
except JJJ.
Yeah.
He's the one who's like, Spider-Man is a menace.
Spider-Man! Get me more pictures of Spider-Man! See, if what's his name isn't Jonah Jameson in the new one, I'm gonna be mad. That's just gonna ruin it all.
He's the new Commissioner Gordon.
He is?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to know about Batman. I want more pictures of Spider-Man.
He's a menace to the city.
It's like, where have I heard this before?
Spider-Man working together.
Yeah, but it's like, the whole reason for the whole Spider-Man being 15 again is that, we want the actor to grow with the movie, but knowing Sony and maybe Marvel, it's like, after maybe a few years, they'll be like, nah, you're good, bye. We'll just replace you somehow, We'll just be like, oh, you're this character now, like they do with all the Hulks, with Edward Norton and all that stuff. It's like, oh, you're different now.
Yeah, we just don't talk about it.
You're good, And it's like Edward Norton was supposed to be the Hulk in the Avengers movies, but
it's for the
things
best.
went wrong. Edward Norton.
I love Edward Norton, but you cannot put Edward Norton's ego with Robert Downey Jr.'s ego. You can't put those together.
Yeah, or Don Cheadle becoming War Machine. That was another swap out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Don Cheadle, the first guy, was the
Terrence
one.
Howard.
Yeah, that guy was the hard one, but Don Cheadle was actually better.
Yeah, I like him.
Well, he's had more movies.
Either way, it's like. It's just what makes me mad is like just the decisions of what changes in these characters' stories, and it's like I get it might be to get consumers into it and stuff like that, but it's like you don't need to do all the stuff for a consumer to come watch, and people who are new about it, they'll still be amazed. Any kid who hasn't seen a Spider-Man movie or Batman movie be like, oh my gosh, I want to be like this when I grow up. It helps them teach values and stuff like that.
But just to wrap up this topic here, because it's time to move on to the next main topic. But yeah, Mary Jane as a character, her red hair is a defining trait of the character. It's not just an object, blah, blah, blah. It is a part of her character. And I think a lot of people who are trying to looking for any excuse to accuse people of racism are like, oh, you don't like her because she's black. It's like, no. I don't like her because she doesn't appear to suit the character. She could be a fine actress, and I'm sure there are other roles. Make a role for her then. Do the Miles Morales route. I like what you said, Noah, on that front.
Yeah.
But Mary Jane's red hair is very iconic, and what's worse, too, you can't even say that it's because Marvel respects diversity. No, look at the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. They whitewashed the Ancient One. Lots of old Asian guys they could have cast in that. They cast Tilda Swinton. They whitewashed a role. So it's not that Marvel respects diversity here. It's time and time again when they have a choice, when they got a red-haired character, they choose not to give the character red hair. There's something weird going on there. There's some kind of anti-ginger bias, anti-ginger bigotry, quote unquote. Oh no, they're anti-ginger bigots. Oh no, I don't know. But yeah, something's weird, and they really need to fix that. All right, moving on to the distinguished competition, as I say, Suicide Squad.
Woo!
Woo.
Don't you mean the Fresh Prince of DC starring Will Smith?
Yes, he's got his. Will Smith's got his squad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's what happens after he moves out of Uncle Phil's house.
Out of West, yeah.
He becomes
Oh,
an
yeah.
assassin. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, well, Uncle Phil died, so now he's not there to
Yeah.
catch him anymore.
So yeah, that's what happened. That is definitely what happened. I believe that.
Okay,
But,
but am I the only one who actually enjoyed this movie? Now, okay, I'm not saying it was great. I did enjoy a lot of it, though.
All right, the movie was awesome. Well, not awesome, but it was fun to watch. But all I got out of it was that the two characters that made the movie, and that was like I would have been fine if it was that. Just those guys were Deadshot and El Diablo.
Yes!
Those were like the
Diablo!
only two.
I was going to say, no one talks about Diablo. They do talk about Deadshot, they talk about Harley, but I'm like, dude, Diablo got a whole story.
Yo,
He
I
got,
mentioned Diablo.
Emotion to his character.
Yeah.
I loved Diablo.
It's like if it was those guys, I would have be like, that's the greatest movie ever. You know, well, the greatest Suicide Squad movie ever. But it's like, to me, it was a fun movie. I just didn't like what they did with the characters because I'm not super familiar with the Suicide Squad, but I am familiar with at least 4 out of the characters. You know, 4 out of all the other characters that were in it. But it's like, come on, give me something here. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell that the Killer Croc actor, because I've heard Killer Croc before. The thing is, I've never seen Killer Croc as like a main person. He's always been like a side character.
Yeah.
Like he's never even been like the main antagonist. He's just the secondary antagonist
Yeah.
that Batman has to talk to first to get information about the real bad guy. So
Yeah.
I've always loved Killer Croc as that.
Yeah.
He's a badass, you know.
And Killer Croc is a background character here, and so that works. Yeah. No, and wait. So which of the 4 did you know already, Noah?
I knew. Even though Joker's not really part of the Suicide Squad, but he just shows up, you know. I know Joker, I know Harley, I knew Deadshot, and I know like very little about Diablo, but I know who he is, you know.
Oh, okay. I knew the Batman ones. I mean, Croc and Deadshot. I knew Boomerang,
but you know,
because Captain Boomerang is one of the Flash villains, and he was also in one of the Arrow Flash crossovers on the TV show. And
it's like a secondary character as well, kind of.
Yeah, he is. He is. I mean, his name is Captain Boomerang. He's got a shtick. I throw boomerangs. Boom. And he's got a bad Aussie accent. I like the actor they picked for him. I like the attitude he brought. I wish he had gotten some more snark in there. Rather underused as a comedy relief. They could have done more with him. There's also, like, in Assault on Arkham, Boomerang and Deadshot get a rivalry, which is actually kind of cool. Because Boomerang prides himself on, he's also a marksman. He also hits what he aims at. True. So he kind of has that professional thing going with Deadshot. It's like, so you think you never miss? Well, let's see about that. That's something missing from the film, sadly. But
and I didn't know too much about Katana. You know, it's like I knew she had a thing with the sword, but I didn't. Did I say that right? Katana. Yeah. It's like it's Katana. It's like I didn't know much about her, but I knew she was the total badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of her because, like, I don't know that much about her. I knew who she was. I didn't know her whole story, and we just sort of got like a summary of the story. I'm like, no, I want to watch her story.
Yeah, because I mean, with Diablo, like hell, you even got a flashback with him in the movie of how it wasn't real. You know, you're dead. I killed you. You know, I
loved that moment because we get that moment in a lot of stories where it's like, I can give you everything you lost, and they just kind of sit in it for a while. He's immediate like, no, I'm not playing this game. I know what I did.
Yeah.
You're not going to distract me. I have to save people, but it's not going to take me 5 minutes to realize that.
Yeah.
Like, for the man who has everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now.
I appreciate that Diablo got a character arc. I wish it had been done a little bit better. I did not feel that the writing was as good as it needed to be to go for that transformation of, here he is, okay, he's penitent and remorseful, and then he's pacifist, and then, okay, now he's okay with using his powers, and now he's calling them all a family and stuff. Like, I didn't feel like they hit the points they needed to hit, but I feel they forgot some connective tissue along the way.
You also have to realize that the guy, to his, not to his fault. The guy who wrote it was given 6 weeks, and he did the best he could
Yeah.
for the movie. So it's like at least he tried to do something with one of the
Or
characters.
somebody.
Yeah, it's like hey, this guy seems really cool. We'll just put a story in there for him because everybody should know about everybody else. You know. And,
I'm so glad it was the Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
Like that's some good representation there. Because I do like those Cholo stories. They don't have to be 3 hours like Blood in, Blood out, but this was still good.
It was done very well, and oh man, back on how I felt about this movie. Like you were saying, like it was it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. I just hated Harley and Joker. I hated it.
I didn't mind the Joker that much because I didn't have a lot of expectations for the Joker himself because the Joker was a supporting character here. Yeah. He wasn't the main villain.
Oh yeah, I know
like,
that.
Oh, there wasn't enough Joker, and I'm like, he wasn't supposed to be a big part of the movie. He was supposed to have a small role.
It's the thing is that like what small time he had in it pissed me off because he wasn't representing the Joker. The Joker that people wanted him to be. Like, yeah, he was the crime lord and stuff like that, but he was too much of all Jokers to really represent any Joker, you know? He wasn't the misogynistic, abusive person that he is with Harley. He didn't really act, he acted like a crime lord, like the Jack Nicholson version. He had a little bit of laugh to him, like the Cesar Romero version, and then the Anarchist with Heath Ledger. He had all those into one, but they didn't do anything with it. They're just like, what do we do here? Just go with it. That's what I felt. And it's it's not like I want misogyny and I want abuse. It's just this is what defines the Joker. Why don't you do it? Don't be afraid to hit a woman or hit a man, please. Help me. It's just I have,
and he wasn't even trying to be silly because to me I like the joke. The Joker always has a little bit of silliness to him. This one was just all like trying to be creepy.
Yeah, and somebody went tattoo crazy for the film.
Yeah, I did not. I talked about it before, but yeah, Joker was not great. I like Harley in this. Like I'm on record. Like I like Margot Robbie as Harley. I mean. A lot of people do. I do as well. I like the character of Harley. I thought she got the accent without going too over the top. The other thing, I guess it's controversial, but I know a lot of people are like Harley-Joker relationship, domestic abuse, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I understand. Yeah. The Harley-Joker dynamic is not one to want to be because it does display domestic abuse, but I like the absence of domestic abuse in the film. It honestly made me feel better because I'm someone like I like the couples who are like they're both crazy, they're both utterly mad and insane, but they're in love with each other, and I like that being portrayed as healthy. Like these are Harley and Joker are two completely insane, psychotic murdering types, but they found love with one another and they found happiness there. It's not abusive. I like the fact that it's not portrayed as abusive. It's portrayed as happy. They are happy with each other, and I like that.
Yeah, it's like don't get me wrong. I would love that too. I love that, but it's like, maybe it's just I don't want to say it's a personal thing, but to me it's like I love that. I want that. I like that about the Harley and Joker relationship. But what I like in the dark sense, because that's what the Suicide Squad is. That's what the DC universe is now. It's a dark place.
Or at least it's starting out that way.
Yeah, it's starting out that way, but that's what I want to see. That's what a fan or maybe someone who just got into it is like. I like this dynamic. I want to see this. It's a little bit. It's a little bit sadistic, but it
I get why you see like you wanted that because
that's and for Margaret Robbie, I don't like her as an actress. I didn't really like her in The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, she did okay for the role, but I don't like how she did Harley. There was no accent. She kept flip-flopping in between. She wasn't really crazy. She portrayed more of a hoary girlfriend. Or a horror
the mobster aunt, the mobster girlfriend,
or like the
that annoying aunt who's like, look at all the cute. I need a picture.
Or it's like the the teenager or like the teenager with like a bad, or the girlfriend with a bad boyfriend kind of thing. You know, to me that wasn't Harley, and even the costume screamed out, "This isn't Harley. We're trying to sell you we're trying to sell you a whore. We're trying to sell you a slut." And it's like, hey, look at this, little girls. This is the dynamic we're trying to show you on screen of a strong woman character almost, or someone who you want to be for Halloween. You know, here's this character. It's like, we'd rather have you whoring and slutty than being a domestic abuse relationship.
Yeah.
Which you can put a message in there that it's bad, or at least have a character saying you should not be in that relationship.
Yeah.
You know, or something like that. And the costume. Costume.
Yeah, I agree. Not a huge fan of the costume. I mean, the Daddy's Little Monster shirt, that's okay. I mean, but I feel like the hair should have had more to it. Like
more color.
The hair needed more color.
Like the tits, but she had colored the hair more. Okay, here's what I'm thinking as for the whole relationship thing. We saw a little bit. Okay, we didn't see outright hitting, but we did see the controlling aspect, like where he just like, okay, first of all, I just shocked her brains out. Yeah. And that's not even, she didn't even say, like, go ahead and do this to me. This isn't when they were together. She's just like, oh my God, what are you going to do? Like, not as scared, but you could tell she was frightened. And then he did that to her, also telling her to jump in. But the good stuff that we've seen, like the stuff with them that seems cute, like they're together, that's what we called the honeymoon phase of, you know, the vicious cycle. When she gets her own movie, because they do plan on doing a new movie with her, if there's more Joker in there, maybe then we'll get to see the darker side, you know, once the honeymoon's over, you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
out come the box of gloves.
Maybe if they didn't establish that they were together for a long time with those flashbacks. So if they didn't establish that, yeah, sure, I could believe that. But they didn't. So you're not selling me on this. And, you know, back on her costume, did you know that the pants she wore were CGI'd?
I didn't hear.
So originally, originally they were like more like panties in a way.
Yeah.
But they're like, we can't have that, so we're gonna CGI them longer.
Oh, that's the deal. I thought you meant like the whole thing was CGI, and I was like, what? No. What are you implying? She's wearing just like green panties, and then they CGI, you know, green screen the panties.
No. I mean, that would have been something, but it's like,
just
no,
leave
that's
the green panties.
Yeah, leave the green panties. But it's like, why would you do that?
There's our title.
And to make matters worse, they even showed the old costume that she used to wear.
And it's she's like, not today. It's too hot.
And the weird thing is, it's like there's a bunch of other better costumes she could be wearing than this one that you have on her right now. You know, I loved Harley when she first came out in, you know, the animated series. And I loved all of her iterations, even though yes, her clothes got less and less, but hell, they put more onto her in like video games and stuff like that. You know, help me, you know.
And still fit her, like, you know, the red, black with some white. It still fit the color scheme. Yeah. Who added blue to the color scheme?
That was like after the Joker's face got ripped off and stuff like that. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh yeah. I really hope. Okay, kind of a random thing, but I really hope like when they do her own movie, we get to see Poison Ivy because I love her dynamic with Poison Ivy.
So the question though is, some runs of the comics. Yeah. Will Poison Ivy have red hair?
I know, like in the show, in the show, in like the, what do you call it? What's the show like? Yeah, Gotham. As a little kid, she had red hair, but when she grew up, no red hair. It's hilarious.
She grew up in that? Okay, I haven't caught up with Gotham. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about a kid Poison Ivy because.
Oh no, it's because
sounds terrible. Because I'm like, part of her shtick is her sexuality. I'm like, what was your shtick when you were a child?
They did the whole thing. It's like they Black Cat and Poison Ivy knew each other when they were kids. That's how they did it. Catwoman. Sorry. Yep. Wait, no. Yeah, is it Catwoman?
Catwoman.
Black Cat. Sorry. There's a lot of cats.
Yes.
They're very sexy. Sorry. Catwoman. It's like they knew each other as kids, and it's like, oh, look at this.
There's a lot of they knew each other as kids.
And guess what? Yeah. You know who has red hair in Gotham? Joker. The guy that they had to play him. He has red hair.
Oh, yeah, it's the kid from Shameless.
He has red hair. It's all one big conspiracy. It all goes in together. DC and Marvel are both playing the audience. They know. They know.
Yes, we're not giving you red hair ever. Ha 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 ha.
Unless it's on back.
Yeah.
But yeah. At least they gave her the red hair in the Schumacher film.
That's true.
Which it's entertaining if you're 7. Once you turn 8, you see the flaws. But I loved. Okay, it was like my favorite movie when I was 7 years old. Partly because Poison Ivy, because I've loved Poison Ivy for years.
All this is it's got me going. It's got my blood pumping. All this. So I'm triggered. Ugh.
All right.
All right. Fired up for?
Do you want?
Will you press the button?
Yes. Now we're going to do our final segment. Will you press the button? All right. Okay. So keep those. Yeah. Let's get fired up. All right. First up. Every time you die, you come back to life shortly after with all your memories intact. But you will have a new appearance and personality.
So you're the doctor.
You get to be the doctor. Do you know how hard I would press this button? Like, just how many times? Like, you can't see it right now, but my finger is trying to, like, reach into the screen and push this button so hard. Like, with the force of 1,000 atomic bombs hard. Because this is...
I don't think I'd push the button. No.
Really?
Yeah, no. I think it's like, if I'm going to come back, I don't want to remember what I did,
You just want traditional reincarnation.
Yeah, new body, new everything. Unless I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you're having making me rethink. I don't know.
I like the fact that I could survive death and I get to learn from my past mistakes. I get to make whole new mistakes. That's awesome.
Maybe if you let me be dead for a while, then yeah.
Well, okay, 7. Okay, when 7 died horribly in surgery. Because the surgeon didn't know. It's like, and here's where the ventricle is in the heart. It's like, no, stop! That's not where mine is! I have 2 hearts! They're different places! Then she killed him on the table. I don't know. I watched the Doctor Who movie like 3 times. That's how 7 goes. And then, point is, he's in the morgue for like hours. He wakes up, it's closed. And so he's got to crawl out. No memory. Okay, he lost his memories for a little bit. Okay, but I'm getting away from the point. Would I do this? No, I don't want to risk a new look. I like my look. I don't want to risk, the whole fuss that's going to come with a new look.
I see. All right,
like,
next
I've just found, I'm a girl. I have to wear makeup, and makeup has to match my skin tone. Lipstick goes, and so it's like, great, if I get a new face, I'm going to have to find a completely new set of makeup to go with my new face.
See, hey, the button never said you'd actually be a woman again, so I mean,
Yeah.
I could be.
Remember what happens to Doctor Who? You can turn from male to female and back again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I'd push the button. Yeah. I'm on that.
I'd be living the dream if I push the button. So yeah, no, I'm totally going for it. And plus, it's shortly after you die, so you can live a full, healthy life each time. So, which is also cool. All right.
Unless it's like the old ones where it's like, okay, you're an old man. And you die, and you turn into another old man.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Next up, you can see the future of anything you wish, but you can't tell anyone what is going to happen.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd push that button.
I would press that button.
Me too.
That's not something to share, but I'd like to know.
Because you know how much I could just mess with things or be like, hey, this is the brand new idea I have. I think it would benefit me more than anybody else, Mm-hmm.
And now you don't feel that so it's one of those things where, if you knew what was going to happen, it's now your responsibility to tell people and save people. Well, you shouldn't do that. You're not supposed to tell people, so that responsibility is off your back. But you still get to know, and you can keep it all to yourself, because that's the rules.
I mean, hey, if I see a future, hey, guess what? I'm married to Emma Watson in the future. I'm like, well, how did I do that? I get to watch it. Be like, okay, this is what I gotta do. Bye. Just saying.
Yeah, I would press this button.
Yeah,
okay. All right, next. You become the world's greatest runner, but you only ever consume protein shakes for the rest of your life.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no as well. Okay.
My first and only reason, I don't run. I
You-
do not
you-
run.
But you would be the greatest runner, even if
I
you
don't
choose
wanna
not to
be the
use
great-
it.
I don't wanna. I don't
Yeah,
want to be.
You would be Usain Bolt, but you'd just be sitting down and be like, I don't feel
Have
like
you
it.
ever seen a fat guy run?
But you'd be the greatest at it.
No, I don't want to push that button.
Okay.
No, I appreciate. I like food that I can chew. I don't like shakes.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, let's see. All right, pulling up another one. Give it a sec.
Alright.
All right, we'll make the next one our last one since
All right.
we talked for a lot on the quick topics. Didn't go quite as quick, but that's okay. I think part of it was my fault. Let's see.
Yeah, we have a lot of opinions. You know, we got to talk it out.
We had a lot of opinions on the whole redhead thing.
Yeah.
You saw my big whole thing.
We were
Yeah,
all,
no, that
like,
was great.
passionate in one way or another about
Yep.
redheads.
Yeah.
Some positive, some negative.
And screw anyone who says, "Oh my God, your opinion makes you racist." No, screw you. You're an idiot. I don't cotton to the people who like, "Oh, look, you're just being racist." Like, no, you're stupid. Anyway.
So, yeah.
Those are the people who piss me off. It's like, anyway, next one. Last one. You can go to any fantasy world you desire and live there, but you can be killed, and your survival in that world depends on your own physical or mental strength.
Yeah.
Mental strength.
Oh, mental's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I go to a fantasy world, I'm smart enough to study wizard stuff. So
Yeah.
I think I could learn
Cool.
magic in
No,
a world where it's more, obvious.
See, now I got the question is, can you just get out of it whenever you want? Because when you're about to die, you could just be like, nope, and be like, bye, I'm back in my own world. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Well, I'd go like the Connecticut Yankee route, where it's like, oh, fantasy world, you guys all know magic. Science! It's like, bring on the steampunk. Oh, we've got magic, I've got science. Let's make steampunk-powered automatons, because magic plus science, woohoo, I'm going to be a techno mage. Yeah.
I'd go to Spider-Man and be like, hey, I'll get bit. I go to Spider-Man's world, get bit, get Gwen Stacy, then get Mary Jane, who's a redhead, and then there you go.
There we go.
Ooh, that's true. And also, if you go to the Marvel world, you die. Someone's gonna come back. You're gonna come back eventually.
I'm gonna get brought back.
It might be very painful, but you will come back to life. Okay,
I
as
can
long
make
as you're
it.
popular. If
Yeah.
you're not popular,
Yeah.
then you're not coming back.
So I will be Spider-Man, basically.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll go to that fantasy world too. And it
Yeah.
counts as a fantasy world. They have
Sure.
Yeah.
a whole bunch of fantasy creatures. So yeah, I'm gonna go to comic book world. So I want to be able to go between DC and Marvel because it's all
Yeah.
comic book.
Yeah. So yeah,
And either way, yes.
I'm pushing that button.
Yeah. I'd probably... yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still deciding which world I would go with. I don't know.
By the way, if Marvel, if you're hearing this and I'm saying Spider-Man, make me the next Spider-Man. Take time, do a workout for me so I can get thin and skinny so I can be Spider-Man. I will do it. I can do
I
this.
mean, if Christian Bale, like he'll be really skinny, and then he'll be really buff, then he'll be really skinny again.
He even got fat in the what do you call it? Was it what was that movie?
Oh, American Hustle.
American Hustle.
Yeah. It wasn't
got big.
super fat, but
I know, but he got
fat,
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. But it's like, hey, put the money in me. I'll do it. I could be the next Spider-Man. I could be the next Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because
cry.
like his transformation was like he was in this movie called The Machinist where he was super super skinny, like
yeah.
deathly skinny. And then it's like, hey, guess what? You're Batman. Well, you gotta bulk up and be Batman. Then he got skinny again for another role. Hey, Dark Knight Returns. Or just Dark Knight. Dark Knight. And so he had got big again. And then he played this darn it, I forget. It was a boxing movie. Point is, he had to play a really skinny boxer, like a druggie, skinny because he was on drugs. And guess what? Third Batman movie, bulk up again. Then he got fat for American Hustle. Just very versatile. But it's not for everybody.
Man, I love how I can put in all these tangents because they go in what we're talking about.
Yes, that is nice.
Love it.
All right.
But yeah, John, did you think of a world?
Let's see. Oh man, I debate between Tolkien because I love the Middle Earth realm. The classic Arthurian legends are also really nice. But But yeah, I mean, comic books. I mean, comic book fantasy. I mean, that's childhood right there. I might even go like Terry Pratchett, because I love the Discworld series because there's a whole lot of fun. You could talk to death. And that's really cool. So I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of torn. I can't really narrow it down too much. I'd probably go comic book in the end, just because those are the ones I'm most familiar with. And
I'm sure there's like, not rip-offs, but like XPs of those characters anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Like, you'll have King Arthur-like characters in comics, and I'm sure you got your
Oh god.
Discworld influence somewhere. So
Huh.
it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, how
I
many
could
King
be
Arthurs are there in the
Splendor.
Marvel universe?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can even be Hercules.
How
Yeah.
many Hercules are there?
Exactly.
Like, DC Hercules? Marvel Hercules?
Either way, be Hercules.
Yeah. It was funny when the Avengers met the Justice League. Wonder Woman hated Hercules because DC Hercules was a terrible, horrible person who I think like assaulted her mom. Whereas
Yeah, that's what I know of him too. So I'm like, yeah, she's gonna hate Hercules.
Yeah. Whereas Marvel Hercules though is this really swell dude who's like outrageous. He's like Batman, Brave and the Bold. Aquaman. It's like outrageous. Let's go on an adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's that sort of awesome character.
Dude, I could be Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Boy.
Yes, that would work. I think there's going to be a Squirrel Girl movie. They keep talking about it.
Oh,
They're just in the talks because they want. Okay, you're gonna. Oh boy, they want Anna Kendrick to be Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl has red hair, and Anna Kendrick has no red hair.
I think she's dyed it red before, so
That's fine.
Oh, but if she became Squirrel Girl, that would make four superheroes in Scott Pilgrim, because she was the little sister.
I know, right? Scott Pilgrim's a good movie.
Yes.
It is.
I'd fight seven evil exes. So, ladies,
Yeah. All right. So let's end it there. Let's everybody go watch Scott Pilgrim because they have redheads. I think they have redheads,
but go watch
right?
Kubo first in theaters.
Yes.
Give them your money. Like
Yes.
it needs your money.
Give Kubo your money. Give Scott Pilgrim your money. Don't.
Please, yeah.
Yeah. Give Marvel your money, but ask them to please save the redheads. Let's start a movement called Save the Redheads and like get them to do things. I mean, they've already ditched. By the way, Pepper Potts is gone from the Marvel universe. One of the things in the second Avengers is they talk. No, Civil War is they talk about Tony and Pepper taking a break, quote unquote. They broke up.
She dumped his ass.
Yeah. So
I'm calling it now. She dumped his ass.
And guess who took her place? Mary Jane.
I know in the comics too.
And everybody was just
Mary
like,
Jane is
what?
a child.
Everybody's
It's like, I don't know. Redheads are interchangeable. It's like Jean Grey, Pepper Potts.
And
I don't know, Matt Murdock, whatever.
What?
Just
I can't handle it. I don't want her to be with Tony Stark. Don't do this to me, Marvel. Yamate.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
yeah, I can. It makes sense. They were. I mean, Tony's interest in Mary Jane was hinted at very strongly during when Spider-Man was under Straczynski's run, when Spider-Man was living at Avengers Tower. So I could see it. It's been set up. It's been foreshadowed that the two had like an interest, but Mary Jane was like, "No, I'm married, so no." So it makes sense. It makes sense. And she has a thing for really intelligent men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. All right. Let's end it there. Please check out Ice Brass Revolution. It's on Facebook, facebook.com/AESBrass. And we will be at San Japan. I will be running the late night gaming room. I also have a panel at Sunday, 10 a.m., as well as the Communicast panel at Saturday evening. I think it's 7:30? It'll be 18.
7:30. I don't know. I haven't looked at the final schedule
Yes,
yet.
it'll be
Yeah.
18 plus bad fanfic reading. I have my fanfic picked out. This should be epic.
I have two fanfics. One that I'm definitely going to read. The other, you got to ask for it. You're the audience. You got to tell me that you're ready for it if you want it.
You can go, check out my stuff on my YouTube channel. Again, it's FireKing232, at youtube.com. Go check me out. Laugh at my videos. Give me dislikes. Either way, I like it,
Awesome.
If I can make you laugh, do it.
Now, I heard you did something with Rooster Teeth, Noah.
That. I was quote unquote executive producer on their Laser Team movie. Basically, what I did, I just gave them a bunch of money to make their movie, And
Yeah.
it was fun. I got to go on set, learn about some of the things that they did on set, and watch how it was all made.
Nice.
That was really fun.
So you were, yeah, okay.
So do you
As
plan
I
to
met.
give them a bunch of money to like for Ruby and other projects too?
I don't think if at this point, nah, because I really don't feel like it.
Oh,
It was
did
like
you
one of those times.
did you get your
Oh,
money
go ahead.
back though?
I didn't get my money back.
Ouch.
It wasn't one of those things where it wasn't one. It was like it was done on Kickstarter, so it was like that
Kickstarter, yeah.
voluntary thing. So it was like you relinquish those rights. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Doesn't really
Okay.
matter. It was like for a learning experience in a way because it got me. It was a way. It was an expensive way. I think it was like a little bit less expensive than schooling to go and see how they do things on a set and stuff like that. So yeah, it was worth it.
Sweet. All right. Well, that is it for today. See you all next week when we join
Good
together.
night, everybody.
When we unite and form the Communicast. Dun dun dun. Now I'll form the head. No, wait. Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.